a Friday and I'm here to mirror your comments to the rest of the world on the Friday edition of Joy News Interactive with me, Mapita CBD. And you know how we do it. We are live from digital address GA0992539 here in Kokomemle, Accra. We are also on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144. On WhatsApp, it's 055-815-7074. You can join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. We are Joy News on TV. Described as the world's oldest profession, and despite consistent attempts at regulation, it continues nearly unchanged. I'm talking about prostitution. Now, the Commissioner of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, Joseph Whittle, has called for the decriminalization of prostitution to reduce congestion in the country's prison and abuse of the rights of people. Prostitution could be regularized as done in different jurisdictions. We need to decriminalize it and find different ways of dealing with them, he said. So I asked you on Facebook, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, listen, first of all, we are all entitled to our opinions, so please let's be sensitive in our comments because we don't know the reasons people go into prostitution. Thus, it's not up to you to judge them. I just want to know, what are your thoughts on decriminalizing prostitution? So let's go to Facebook where Theophilus says, does he patronize their services? Just asking. Oh, okay. And Chinonso says, Nigerians government are confused. What type of story is this? Please, I'm looking. Okay, I'm hungry. Let me look for something to eat. Okay, let's go to Dakota, who says our environment is filled with dirt, and whoever carries it, instead of being punished, them by keeping the air clean, we waste taxpayers' money to feed all these people in the prison. Okay, and Ron's K says, what about opening up the prison yards? What's happening to our social welfare and rehab centers? We're not thinking of re-socialization, but rather seeking to follow steps that are detrimental to general societal morality. If prostitution is seen as a lesser criminal act, then soon homosexuality can't be stopped. The nation shall suffer when the upright and righteous men shut up. God help Ghana. So send your WhatsApp messages through to, and Kwabena Boating says, that's very true. We're always congesting our prisons with unnecessary convictions while people who are committing serious crimes are left to walk free. And Syed comes in to say, if kids misbehaving in school shouldn't be disciplined, then expect more corrupt politicians, armed robbers and prostitutes in the country. And Richard Appiah says, why should we take money that has been collected from prostitutes in Netherlands to fund NHIS and use some to feed these prostitutes who are raised in prison? It does not make sense. And Bourbon Jr. says, I agree. It should be decriminalized, but on the condition that they reduce their charges. Okay, thank you very much for your comment, Bourbon Jr. And Wise Gray says, he should tell us how decriminalization of prostitution will reduce congestion in our prisons. He's really a lawyer. And Paul Ima says, Ghanaians must read, or you must read. He didn't say they shouldn't be arrested. He said they should be arrested but not sent to prison. Well, he said we must decriminalize the act of prostitution. And Thomas Owusu comes to say it should remain criminal, but I think alterations can be made on the punishment. Maybe a fine will do. All right. And Michael Adu says, if we want to decongest prisons, can't we just introduce lashing? We lash you and you go. No prison. And Hope Canny says, women who are fighting for equal rights and privileges, etc. Do you see prostitution as a decent life? Well, we see life as decent, and it's up to them that what they want to do with their lives and how they make their money. So I think we shouldn't judge prostitutes. And Albert Sedu comes to say he was speaking of custodial punishment and not criminalization or decriminalization. All right. So those are your comments on decriminalizing prostitution. And Mary Dogbe says, my thoughts are not to be considered. Let me do what pleases them. And Fina says, very good call. It will transform our economy. And Isaac says it is an awkward step. Let's provide them with jobs, and we need this long time. Now you're saying this, and Kabulutu says, okay, so that's Kabulutu giving us some number to call for the Lotto number. And Pack says that's a good idea, and Maddie Clerk says lol. She thinks it's funny. So send your WhatsApp messages on 055 815 7074. So those were some of your thoughts on decriminalizing prostitution. So now let's go to a subject I'm very passionate about, feminism. And let's link the two, prostitution and feminism. So feminists who support at least part of the sex industry argue that it can be a medium of feminist expression and a means for women to take control of their sexuality. As we know, feminism is a range of political movements, ideologies, and social movements that share a common goal to define, establish, and achieve political, economic, personal, and social equality of sexes. This includes seeking to establish educational and professional opportunities for women that are equal to those for men. But before I take your comments on Facebook about the feminist movement in Ghana, let's watch author Chimamanda Ngozi in conversation about feminism, sexism, and gender.
That I have been feminist since I was old enough to think, by which I mean that my earliest memories are memories of my questioning things that just didn't seem to make sense to my young mind. I remember in my hometown being told the most interesting masquerades are coming out, but girls can't see it, so you have to go inside. And I used to think, but why? I really would like to see the most interesting masquerades. It took a lot of just watching the wall, so noticing little things like that as a child, questioning them, not being satisfied with the answers the wall gave me, and just always finding that there was something in my spirit that bristled at all of these things. We always must speak out, but it's not even just that we've been told that you can boast about assaulting women and become the president of what is ostensibly the greatest country in the world, but it's also that you can be a woman running for office and be vilified and demonized in ways that a man running for office would never be. And that somehow this was mainstream and often excused. I think it's important to continue to speak up, to continue to question, to continue to challenge. I think silence should never be an option. It can be things like, calling up your local representative to say it is immoral that you are defunding programs that make it possible for women to access reproductive health care. It is immoral. Just speaking about those things, I think are important. I noticed that women have been socialized to reduce themselves. And I think our world accomplishes this by praising and rewarding women for reducing themselves. And there's a sense in which girls are raised to think that your ability to sacrifice yourself, your ability to reduce yourself, somehow contributes to your worth. We talk about girls and women in that way. We don't talk about boys and men in that way. And I noticed this very early on. But there's something I think insidious about that praise. Because in some ways, it's a way of controlling you. It's a way of keeping you down, and we'll give you a cookie if you put yourself down, I think the only reason that gender is a problem in the world is because of sexism. So in other words, in some ways, sorry to digress to race, but please. I can't because, for me, they're intertwined, being a black woman.
So I want to know your opinions on how you would describe the feminist movement in Ghana. Let's go to Facebook, where Duran says it's useless. They think they can progress by attacking men. Feminism is about the well-being of women, not an insurrection against men. It's about making sure women are paid well for work done. So he got one reply. Let's see if we can get it. And Linda Bell says, I think they're doing their best. At least some know it's not about fighting with men, but a man and woman must be seen as equal. Sometimes it is communicated to the public, makes it look as if it's war between a man and woman. And Insua Bamba says, women want to be more dominant in the world than men, which cannot be possible. Women are to be taken care by men, period. And Kofi says, it's good. It's getting us talking about such sensitive matters. And Joe Eddie says, it's weak and unnecessary. And Patrick K comes to say that it is a waste. So those are your comments on how you guys describe the feminist movement in Ghana. We're still a long way to go, but we'll surely get there. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a quick breather. It's Friday. You know how we do it. You know who I'm bringing to studio. So please stay tuned. Welcome back from that short breather. Like I said, I'm with Bernice.
Sure.
You know, it's Friday.
Great to be here, Maps.
Great to have you.
Sure.
So we're talking Relationship Friday.
Tell me about it.
You know, it's your partner's birthday and you planned some special thing, but he's not answering his phone. How do you feel? What goes through your head?
First off, I'll be wondering if he's fine, if he's safe, if everything is okay. If he still doesn't answer the phone, then I'll find, ways and means of getting to where he is, or where I know he will be, or is likely to be. Yeah.
Because I'd be very disappointed also. I think disappointed.
Well, it depends on who your partner is. If he's not that kind of a person who doesn't answer the phone,
you'd be worried.
Then you're likely to think,
what's happening?
Fine?
Yeah.
You know?
All right. So let's go to Facebook where I asked you guys, what would you do if your partner doesn't answer your call on his or her birthday? And some of the comments were very interesting. They were very interesting.
What were some of those comments?
They were just like, I'd be worried. Or someone would be like, it's okay, I saved money. I'm saving money. Yeah, I'm saving money.
I can't believe that.
Because okay, so you won't answer your phone. Okay, it's cool. Yeah.
Well, while we wait for the Facebook comments, let's just see what people have been sending us on WhatsApp.
Unfortunately, today we haven't been getting any WhatsApp messages. I don't know why.
So we also feel a bit disappointed because we're sending out our love to you and nobody's responding.
Sending.
Almost feels like that partner who doesn't hear from
their their spouse or whatnot. Yeah. So please send your WhatsApp messages, but we'll be going to Facebook. We are drawing news on TV. Facebook and Twitter, we're drawing news on TV. So let's discuss feminism.
Okay, ma'am.
Just quick, just 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Well, in Ghana, feminism in Ghana.
I think it's growing. I think feminism in Ghana is growing, and I have seen, for lack of a better expression, the older generation and the younger generation and the different forms of approaches that's being used to deal with the subject of feminism. There was one time, especially with regards to women cooking, and whether or not it was the sole responsibility of a woman or the responsibility of only a woman. And I remember speaking to one sociologist from the University of Ghana, and she spoke about the mode and manner in which that was being communicated. She agrees that cooking is a life skill, both male and female should acquire. But the way it was being communicated was quite harsh and aggressive. So like I say, we're growing. We're growing. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Sure.
So let's take some of your Facebook comments on, the Relationship Friday topic, and let's go to Hamid, who says,
Ahmed, he says, whatever the relationship, you can send a text message and say all that you want to say there. So just in case your partner is not answering their phone. Sandra says, I'll just cry and later block him. And that's fine now. There are 5 replies to that. Let's just see what people are saying. Henry says, but you don't even know what happened to him.
Exactly.
And Sandra says, no need to know. And Mustafa says, girls are wild in this economy. You don't want to spare him. And Al Hassan Prosper is actually just laughing. And Echo says, why will birthday will bring, or he's asking, will birthday bring food to your table? Let's take a few more comments. Komla says, Okay, he doesn't understand the post I'm showing, so he doesn't know. He's wondering what the relevance is. Isa says, I'll find out later whether it was intentional. If intentional, I will not also answer her call on my birthday because, well, what you do to me, I do to you, and man will not be angry. You know that line on the sheets, you do me, I do you, man no go vex. That's to say, man will not be angry. Okay. And Atmos says, you need to take time to find out first the reason and you accept it if it is one that you can tolerate and move on. Otherwise, it may be a temperamental test. And Sego says, actually, it has happened to me before. She asked me to take her out on her birthday. I tried calling her. She wasn't picking her phone. It later went over. I was told by her friend she went out with, her ex.
Imagine.
Woo.
Imagine.
Okay. So when you call and ask, they have the cause to be worried. Nanaya says, oh no, okay, sorry. He's saying he'll just take a drink and sleep. Samuel says, when telephones were not there, what were you doing?
We weren't there when telephones
what were your grandparents doing?
Okay.
Brothers and sisters, let's not allow this modern technology to kill our relationships because Allah has ordained certain relationships to grow, and see the future. Anawusu says there's nothing I'll do provided she's fine. I answer ignore calls anytime I like. If she fails to answer, no big problem. Interesting, no big problem. Some say they'll be worried, others think, you know what, that's it. That's actually ending the relationship right there and then. And Has Yusuf says, I'll conclude that he's broke and that's why he doesn't want to pick the call. So that I'll ask him to foot the bill on the birthday party. Justin, let's end with Justin. He says, that's going to be great because there's not much to spend on her. Just give thanks to God. So people, almost feels like people are under pressure to do something on their partner's birthday.
Well, it's nice to be like, you know what, it's your birthday, let me celebrate you. We've been celebrating each other this whole year, but this time it's my turn to celebrate you. And it's a birthday, you know. Some people take birthdays very personally. I mean, it was the day I was born, so, well, a gift, something, maybe, something, I don't know. Are you just going to say happy birthday? We're partners. No? Well.
It also depends on who you are and how you do things together, really, as partners. So. Maps, let's move on to our most viewed videos on our Facebook platform. And this one with 314,000 views is Shatawale, is a comedian. He can't even play live band for 10 minutes. That was Stone Boy saying that. You know, there's been this thing going on between the two of them. It's way before the xylophone issue. So the two of them have something going on. They're both dancehall artists. And I mean, as far as I can remember, the two have really never gelled. But when, you know, Stoneboy had his Shaman concert, Shatawale went to perform. I mean, I thought that, okay, we're getting somewhere with this. Then all of a sudden, we go back into, you know, that zone, back to, you know, square one. But, well, that was our most viewed video. And then it's followed by 163,000 views. That's the historical Cape Coast Castle traumatic stories of the transatlantic slave trade.
But now it's on 169K actually.
Oh, all right.
I just saw our Facebook, it's on 169K.
Oh, great. So we're actually having a lot more views as we're here. But the figures we're giving you has to do with what we gathered at the time of coming here. And then hashtag Ghana First. All you need to know about the U.S. Ghana Defense Corporation. Remember that animation we produced that's had 160,000 views. Very interesting indeed. So those are our most viewed videos on social media. Maps. So Maps, tomorrow is in Zulezu all the way for the third leg of the Joy FM Multimedia Fantastic Four trip. And it's going to be 2 days, so just pack your bags, give yourself a treat, you know, come to the community on stilts. I mean, have you ever
I haven't.
You haven't seen anything
haven't.
like that.
So
welcome
tomorrow,
to Ghana.
Welcome to Ghana.
Welcome to Ghana. We are taking you to Nzule Zuma. So
tomorrow.
Please join us. Get onto myjoyonline.com. Read all the details you need to. There are numbers there you have to call. Please do that now. You can come with your family. It's going to be fun. And Mabs, at least a way to distress, you know.
Have you packed? Are you ready?
Ready.
You're ready. Okay, so I'm going to go home and pack.
And meet me tomorrow
Meet you tomorrow. Yes.
On our way to Nzule. So we'll be bringing you a lot more updates. And guess what? John Dumel is going to be on this trip as well.
Okay.
And I spoke to him. He was on the last one at Afajato.
Yeah.
So he's going to be on this one as well. So it's going to be fun. Even if you've been there before, it's not going to be like when you're with us, you know.
I mean, when you're with us.
It's different.
When
It's going to be
you're with
super
us.
exciting. So please make a date. It's just a way of celebrating our own, what we have, the uniqueness of that place, Maps. And they've got schools, they've got churches. They even watch us, you know. They've got satellite dishes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure we have some fun there at Nzule. So just join us on that particular trip, and you don't want to miss it for anything, Maps.
Because we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there live and colored.
And we'll have so much fun.
Great.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Are you scared of water?
No, I love water.
Okay, great. So, I mean, I'm sure we'll just have a little swim in the pool.
Something like that, yeah.
You know? Yeah, but it's going to be fun. So do make a date, and we'll be glad to host you. We'll give you the best experience. You won't regret it.
So that is all from Mapita CBD
And Vanessa Pubedi
on your Friday edition of Joy News Interactive.